And what is up, gang? Thank you so much for checking out SledgeHammer TV tonight. It is Tuesday, February the 20th, 2018, and we are here tonight to talk about SmackDown Live. Because I will not call it SmackDown Live during this episode, because this show and this company has their heads firmly in their asses, and we are going to talk about it right here and right now on the SmackDown Live review on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, baby! The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
SledgeHammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, get ready to raise those hammers high. It is time to bring the hammer down on the WWE, because SmackDown Live was exactly that. It was just a 2-hour show of suctitude, and we are here to talk about it. Welcome to the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is my trusty companion, my loyal tag team partner, and the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball. Let's get talking about this show. First of all, if I'm not mistaken, is today not Rusev Day? You could have fooled me, because it's 2 weeks in a row now. There's been no sign of Rusev on SmackDown Live, with the exception of the ocean of fans that are in attendance that are wearing Rusev merchandise, holding Rusev Day signs high. He is clearly the biggest, most over attraction you have on the blue brand, and 2 consecutive weeks he is missing from action. Do you know how many people showed up at that arena tonight that went specifically to see Rusev? Do you know how many of us tuned in tonight looking forward to whatever we were going to see with Rusev Day? But as always, this is no more clear than the actions of the WWE right now, that they do not want Rusev Day to be the holiday that we are all celebrating it to be. They want it to go away. Rusev Day is not in the plans, and they're apparently not interested. They have no problem making a few friggin' bucks off of it. They were quick to throw out a t-shirt. They're selling out calendars. Everything that's got Rusev Day printed on it is going out the window. Sold out. Constantly. Let's grab that cash. But let's not put him on TV. Let's not give him a chance to be as awesome as he could be. How is Rusev not on the show tonight? Not even mentioned, if I'm correct. I don't remember seeing him. Do you? A 6-woman tag team match. Holy shit! Where did they get that idea? Are you kidding me with this show? My 5-year-old daughter. She's 5. This match begins. I swear to God, if I'm lying, may he strike me dead, because this is the God's honest truth. 5 years old, she turns to me and says, "Daddy, didn't we see this match already?" I kid you not, people. 5 years old, she's got more common sense than the whole entire WWE Creative staff. I can rest my case right there. If a 5-year-old is smart enough to see through the WWE's bullshit, how are you not smart enough? First of all, if you're watching this show and you're a subscriber to this show and you've been watching and been with me from day one, you have got to be smarter than the average wrestling fan. Because you understand. You came aboard, you're here for the ride, because we bring the truth. We bring the hammer down. And apparently, I'm so good at it that it's in my blood and it's in my genes, that it is passed on to the next generation in my bloodline, that even she is not stupid enough to see the writing on the wall and how bad the WWE has become. She goes on to then ask me, "Daddy, Why doesn't Becky Lynch wrestle by herself anymore? Becky Lynch is her favorite wrestler. She's the only one she wants to see, apparently. I said, I don't know, sweetheart. This is just the matches that they make. How else am I supposed to explain this to a 5-year-old? I'm sure I could explain it to her, and she'd probably get it. Just based off of the fact that she already sees the nonsense. Come on. What was this show? This show was 2 hours of nothing. And the only things that they did do did nothing but confound and confuse you. Let's take the tag team division as case in point. You got Rusev Day not on the show. You got Gable and Benjamin on this freight train of momentum trying to gain and go further than the WWE is apparently allowing them to go. But that's not where we're going to go. We got the Bludgeon Brothers creeping up from behind, tearing up every local ham and egger that they can get their hands on. But we're going to get the New Day, again, in a match with the Usos for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Essentially the same exact feud and the same exact match that happened at the Elimination Chamber last year. If not the Elimination Chamber, we all know for sure it was on the pre-show of WrestleMania. So we're literally 1 year removed and you've got nothing new. We've got 3 new tag teams in the SmackDown Live division that were not here 1 year ago. And you're going to decide to give it back to the fucking New Day. Why can't we do anything different? Why can't we try Gable and Benjamin? They were on the path to go that way. What happened? What happened? The women's division, that 6-woman tag team match, was a mess. It was better than the one last night, I'll be honest. It was better than Monday Night Raw's version. But at the end of this match, you got Ruby Riott looking at Charlotte going, 1 down, 2 to go. How does a 6-man tag team match victory count in any way towards singles match rankings? Or if Ruby Riott's taking it upon herself to single-handedly take out Charlotte and friends one at a time, and now she has beaten Becky Lynch by getting the pinfall in this 6-woman tag team match, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean 1 down, 2 to go. That means you got a pinfall in a tag team match. Not to mention that at the end of this thing, Becky Lynch gets the hot tag. She's barely been in the match throughout the entirety of the match. Ruby Riott comes in, hits her with a couple of moves. Becky Lynch gets pinned. Naomi's like dead on the outside of the ring, laying on the floor for the last 5 to 10 minutes. She's just dead out there because she was missing in action, leaving Charlotte to fend for herself. The Braun Strowman girl takes out Charlotte by the legs, giving her chop block after chop block, leaving Becky Lynch alone in there. But she was hot. She was the most fresh woman in the match. And she gets in there and gets pinned within like 5 minutes. To give the win to Ruby Riott and the Riott Squad. For what? And then Ruby Riott gets given a chance at the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Why? Why? Because her group is doing well? This show's got it all fucked up. This show's got everything all messed up. I don't know where the hell they're going. They have actually the Fastlane card pretty much fleshed out. We're going to go over that, not tonight, but on a different show. More so than the Elimination Chamber's been fleshed out. And that's, what, 5 days away? Fastlane's still about 2.5 weeks from now. They got the whole match card planned out. And none of it looks that great. Are you interested in this Fatal 5-Way? Of course not. Because it's featuring Baron Corbin, who nobody cares about and was highlighted tonight for some unknown reason. Actually had a good match with the champ to close out the show. But who cares? What is it for? What is the reason why Baron Corbin's been given to the champion to lose as they're trying to build his momentum towards this Fatal 5-Way? You got the $1.5 million mistake Dolph Ziggler opening the show in a match with Kevin Owens. Again, pretty decent match between the two guys, but then Sami Zayn comes out, costs Dolph Ziggler the match, Kevin Owens gets the victory. So what did you pay $1.5 million for? A fucking loser. He's a $1.5 million loser. I'm pretty much convinced that when that deal was going down, the WWE thought they were negotiating with Cricket Wireless. And Cricket Wireless was like, well, we got this WWE superstar in our commercial, so we'll just add him in with the package. This way we don't got to pay Dolph, and they'll pay Dolph, and he'll still be in our commercial, and then we'll be an official sponsor of the WWE. But that didn't happen, right? That didn't happen. Instead, they mistakenly signed Dolph Ziggler to a fucking extended deal, and all they really wanted was a new sponsor at a Cricket Wireless, and now we're all screwed because of some paperwork mistake in the legal department. I'm convinced. I am convinced. Because why would you sign him with such a ridiculous contract and then have him show up on SmackDown Live immediately following this ridiculous announcement and then lose? Lose. When you're trying to build him up as what? Give me $1.5 million. I'll do better than Dolph Ziggler does. I'm not even a professional wrestler. I'll do whatever you want for $1.5 million. If you're going to just throw it away this way, throw some of it this way so that we can get a new studio and really amp this show up. Unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. Unacceptable. If this is the kind of wrestling that you sat back and watched and went, oh, SmackDown Live's a great show, then you're a Nimrod. You have no business watching wrestling. It has become exhausting as a reviewer. Oh, why don't you just watch the show? Stop being so critical. Why don't you go fuck yourself? I can't help it. This is how I feel. Maybe it's because I'm a creative person. Maybe it's because I think along the lines that I believe the WWE is going to go, and then they go on such a ridiculous path in an opposite direction that just makes zero sense, and the intelligent person within me can't deal with it. I can't deal with a show like this tonight. I keep going like this because I got my notes over here. We had Jinder Mahal come out. Not that, just him coming out alone is a big negative already. But he wants to come out and then poke fun at Bobby Roode, make up this mock SmackDown top 10 list where he's got Bobby Roode at the top, says Bobby Roode's cheating, he's making his own list. What is this? What is this? You're supposed to be out there looking to challenge for the U.S. title, and you're out there trying to make jokes with a bullshit list. We don't want to see you as it is. They were going to give you this dry, ridiculous humor that's not even funny, that's terribly scripted, that's got a stupid fake graphic up on the board. And then you want to have Bobby Roode come out, and because he's not good at being a good guy, give you a fucking horrible promo. Horrible. He was forgetting his lines. He was stumbling all over words. And then he's got to play opposite this moron Mahal, who, even if he's saying the right words, you don't want to listen to him because he's just a piece of trash. And then you got Randy Orton coming out to ruin the whole thing. He's trying to RKO everybody. Nobody's taking the RKO. Ends up with Jinder Mahal standing tall after delivering the Colossus to the United States Champion in the middle of the ring. Then we cut to the back where we go back to this feud. I guess they're feuding again. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. They were friends. They're getting along. They're making decisions. We're shaking hands. And now we're at odds again. Shane's not agreeing with Daniel. Daniel's not agreeing with Shane. Daniel Bryan says, oh, well, we should give this United States Championship opportunity to Jinder Mahal. First of all, where does that fucking make sense? Why the hell would Daniel Bryan want to give anything to Jinder Mahal? Has Jinder Mahal done anything but lose lately? No. What gives him any stake or claim to the United States Championship? Why would an intelligent wrestling person like Daniel Bryan want to give anything to Jinder Mahal? That makes zero sense. Consequently, you have Shane McMahon on the other side. He wants to give the shot to Randy Orton. Again, I ask you why. Randy Orton, good guy, versus Bobby Roode, good guy. Neither one of these guys should be a good guy. Both of them should be heels. And then both of them would be tolerable. Bobby Roode on the mic as a good guy is vomit-inducing. Just like Randy Orton. Give me Randy Orton being a slimy, slithery snake in the grass, a real prick. That's the Randy Orton we want to see. Go back to NXT, watch Bobby Roode do his thing. Pull up anything from TNA when Bobby Roode was the World Heavyweight Champion, when he was off the chain, and he wasn't taking shit from anybody, and he carried himself like the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and he was everything he says he is. He was glorious in that role. He's being perceived terribly by the fans. People don't even give a shit. The people in the crowd didn't even give a shit. Bobby Roode is standing there talking, and there's guys in the crowd, audibly, you can hear them saying, boring. Because who wants to see this kind of shit? Nobody. This show was boring. This show was unimaginative. It was uncreative. It was lazy. It seemed thrown together last minute. And the only good thing you could pull out of this entire 2-hour show, outside of AJ Styles, because AJ Styles could wrestle a rock. He could wrestle a 100-pound rock in the middle of the ring, not the rock, an actual rock, like a boulder. You know what I mean? Or like a stone or a cinder block. Pick whatever inanimate fucking object you want as the example. He could wrestle that thing and make you believe that the cinder block can win. So, of course, his match is going to be great. He is the best wrestler in the world. So, outside of that, what else did you take from tonight's show? The Bludgeon Brothers. Their little 2-minute interaction with the two jobbers of the month, flavor of the week, two idiots that just going to get a paycheck that look like they have no business being in a wrestling ring, ends up being one of the more entertaining segments of the night. And I hate their finisher, by the way. It is the most unimpressive finisher I've ever seen a duo come up with in my life. Holding the guy up in the air and then literally just dropping him. People do that all the time. Tag teams throw their opponents up in the air way higher than they get them. The Bludgeon Brothers can only get them about as high as their arms go. But we've seen teams like the Acolytes and The Undertaker and Kane and Chronic and all these other big scary man teams just literally tossing people. Feet in the air. They come flying down on their face or on their back and they keep going with the match. But this Bludgeon Brothers version, you know, it's okay. We're just going to go with that. The move they did previous to their finisher was actually much more impressive. Why don't they do that? The assisted sit-out powerbomb that they pull off. Luke Harper looked like a goddamn beast, by the way. Go back and take a look at him. Or next time you watch SmackDown Live, look at Luke Harper. This man is cutting himself to the rim. He's got friggin' muscles where I've never seen this guy have muscles before. He's definitely working out, trying to make the most of his new opportunity. If the WWE would just let them get out of the jobber phase at this point, they were getting matches with teams like Breezango and shit like that, but now we're going back to wrestling nobodies. I think they're afraid to pull the trigger. They're afraid to pull the trigger on the tag team division, changing anything up. Why else would they put the New Day in there? It makes no sense. Why not give Gable and Benjamin a chance? They are clearly the more interesting tag team. You want to see people flipping fucking pancakes? Go to IHOP. Unacceptable show tonight. Absolute trash for 2 hours. Unbelievable. Before we get out of here, because we covered everything. Winners and losers don't matter because nothing made sense. And everything's moving on. You got Sami Zayn coming towards the end of this show tonight, going to Kevin Owens, telling him, hey, listen, bud, don't worry. I'm going to be your guardian angel. I got your back. We're going to take everybody out in this fatal 5-way. And then when it comes down to you and me, I'm going to lay down and let you pin me. Because you're my best friend. You've done so much for me. I wouldn't be in all these main events and everything if it wasn't for you. And this is how I'm going to repay you. Who believes that? Do you? I certainly don't. Didn't really make much sense. Although Sami Zayn did deliver it with very, very good intonation in his voice. He had conviction, and he was very, very convincing. But I fully doubt it's going to even come down to the two of them. And if for any reason at all the title comes off AJ Styles at Fastlane, WrestleMania is ruined, and this company is completely clueless and don't have a fucking brain amongst them. If Triple H allows that to happen when he knows what's about to go down is going to be one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time, one of the most highly anticipated WrestleMania moments ever, and you're going to sully it, you're going to soil it with the addition of a Dolph Ziggler? That's my biggest fear. We saw Dolph Ziggler show up tonight and lose. More often than not, when you're on a path to a title match, and you keep losing and losing and losing, eventually you're going to get your comeuppance, and at $1.5 million, they got to have promised him something. Why would he not have left? Essentially, he signed on to continue with the same old shit that they've been giving him. There has to be a reward at some point. Or else Dolph Ziggler clearly is the biggest idiot in all of wrestling. Or at least in all of business. Why would he sign just for the money? He's so passionate about the business. And he wants so badly to be one of the top guys in the company. You're going to take this payoff and then just relegate yourself back to the mid-card and back to catering with everybody else? Unacceptable. As unacceptable as all these friggin' motion graphics. The motion graphics gotta go. I don't understand it. Why do they feel the need to make SmackDown Live feel like I'm watching a Snapchat story? I don't want to see this shit. If I wanted to read big, aggressively bold block lettering in varied colors, I would pull out my comic book collection and read some stuff worth my time. You know, maybe pull out a nice Batman 66. Maybe pull out Superman. You know, Death in the Family from Batman. You know, a classic. Something that is a masterpiece. Something worth my attention. Something that was created by somebody with real talent. Don't throw words up in front of me that are the words that are being said. The doing it in the New Day intro has now made it more obnoxious than ever. It's unnecessary. The crowd knows what to say. I was forgiving of it when you had Big E and the little bouncing head. I figured that was a little bit amusing. But now, you're getting all stylistic with it. You're getting all big and bold, and you're getting 5th, 6th grade, you know, motion graphics class. Windows Movie Maker. Snapchat. What is this? These are my feelings about tonight, you guys. Thank you guys for indulging me in my anger, because this is stupid. This was stupid. If you didn't think this was stupid, then there's something wrong with you. And honestly, I envy you. I envy you. I wish I was brainless and clueless enough to just sit back and watch like a vegetable and then be like, oh yeah, Roman Reigns is the best. And John Cena's the most powerful person on earth, and he could beat Braun Strowman, and everybody on SmackDown sucks because Raw's the better brand, and everything else you idiots want to say. If you're one of those people, I don't mind if you leave, because I don't need it. I need that about as much as I need these friggin' trolls that come at me. All of a sudden, I've been getting trolls hitting the boards. I got this one guy coming at me over all kinds of shit. I don't care. I don't care what you think. My point in being here is I want you to care what I think. If you don't agree, that's great. This is a forum for discussion. I welcome your disagreements, but if you're going to be disrespectful and tell me to go kill myself, that's when you find yourself on the outside looking in. I don't have any tolerance for that kind of nonsense. If you're going to come at me with a fucking elementary school intellect and you can't even spell the word yourself right, then I don't have time in my day for you. Just like I don't have time in my day for the stupidity that happens on my wrestling shows. Absolutely terrible night on SmackDown Live. I am so disappointed with the way the road to WrestleMania has begun that I am truly starting to be more and more worried about how WrestleMania is going to end up when all is said and done. There are rumors running rampant about Roman possibly being suspended due to the steroid scandal that we touched upon a couple of weeks back. Apparently it's rearing its ugly head once again because there's supposedly proof. Right now, I talked to Don Tony from the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. We had a discussion this afternoon, and he seems to think this is all bullshit. I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of on the fence with it. I'm waiting for more proof to come out. But if that proves to be true, then everything that we know about WrestleMania is about to change. And it'll be a very, very interesting week when all is said and done and the smoke clears and the WrestleMania card finally starts to come together. But that's going to do it. That's been your SmackDown Live review for, what is today? February the 20th, 2018. I'm going to go check out the Mixed Match Challenge right now. I'm going to be here later on this week with my thoughts on that as we have hit the final match of the first round. Team Robe, the Robe Warriors. Hopefully Bobby Roode will be better tonight on this show than he was on SmackDown Live, teaming up with Charlotte Flair, going up against Titus Worldwide, Apollo, who is no longer Apollo Crews, for whatever reason, who cares, and his partner, Nia Jax. Also, we will also be talking about Jeff Jarrett and his induction into the Hall of Fame. We're going to have a whole separate video for that. We didn't touch upon it last night. They didn't really talk about it too much tonight, but we will be talking about it right here on SledgeHammer TV. Keep your eyes open for that and everything else we have on the channel. We have the Raw Review Live from last night. We've got breaking news and the weekend update sprinkled all throughout the weekend. All of your top stories that interest you will be in the annotation that you see in the upper left, right hand corner, wherever this corner is. There'll be an eye there. Go check that out. If you've enjoyed the ride and you liked everything we had to say here today and you agree with what I had to say, make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. Let the world know that we are okay and that you are okay with everything that we're doing here. Hit that thumbs up. Share this video with all your wrestling buddies or anybody you would think get a kick out of this guy, because I bring that hammer hard tonight because they are really starting to piss me off. My expectations go up here when we're in WrestleMania season, and they are performing way below anything I've ever seen before. This is even worse than the build to 33, and we all know how much of a nightmare that was last year. I am Nick Nightmare, the best nightmare you will ever have. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. This right here is my little buddy and my loyal tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball. Do not forget, if you have not hit that subscribe button by now, I don't know what you're waiting for. You obviously had a ball. Here we are, 28 minutes deep. You had a great time. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so that you never miss a beat and that you don't miss any time we drop that hammer down on the world of pro wrestling. It's the easiest way to keep tabs on this show. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Nightmare is the tag handle. And check out the fan page at Facebook.com/The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. The very best ways to follow everything we got going on this channel. Thank you guys. That is going to do it. And we are out of here. And we will see you next time right here on the newest, fastest wrestling podcast in all of YouTube, baby. The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Only on SledgeHammer TV, right here on YouTube.com. We'll see you for the Mixed Match Challenge review, you guys. Until then, have a great night. Damn it. Rock and roll.